Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle, Vancouver by Night, New Blood. As a warning, this is a mature game and explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, drug use, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. Players will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. If you as a viewer ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. The streams are always going to be available on YouTube after the game, so you can come back to an episode if you feel ready. And now it's time to thank our sponsors. First up, Mikhail Artoria of Artoria Designs, who creates beautiful dice boxes like these. Please visit him on Instagram, and we'll have the link in the chat, which I think is going to be over there, but don't quote me on that. And Illuminagents. Illuminagents is a comedy web series that weaves real conspiracy theories into its sci-fi short-form episodes. Shot in Toronto, this indie production will leave you laughing and questioning reality at the same time. Watch season 1, which includes this guy, and it also includes a musical finale episodes for free on Sika.tv. And Orc-Style. Orc-Style is an adults-only fantasy fetish fashion brand for all of your orc-loving monster huggers out there. Orcs.style t-shirts, underwear, and accessories are sure to drop your intelligence and increase your confidence by 10 points. They have also released their Chompers Orc Tusks. Chompers are perfect for cosplay, roleplay, and streaming. Orc.style's expert tusk enchanters infuse the spirits of great orcs, trolls, ogres, and goblins into their magical tusks that will transform the common human into a fierce monster. Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of ttrpg veterans ready to work for you. From tabletop game development to actual play production, they have contributed to various Storyteller Vault titles and sponsor channels like this one to keep the world of darkness a haven for those with stories to tell. Visit their link in the chat to explore their world, and they can help you create yours. Adventure Dice. Adventure Dice is your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items on their site are handcrafted in beautiful British Columbia, Canada, which is where I am located. So go and check out their link in the chat. And last, but certainly not least, Demiplane. Demiplane is incredibly useful for what we needed to do for this particular episode, because we all use the Demiplane resources that were available to us, and we helped make our characters. And Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is a master craftspeople. They create some of the things which we are going to be getting soon, one of which Antonia has on screen, which is the Dogmite player pads. They released the player pads for all of the clans, or one for Clan Storyteller. I think I might get one of those. So yeah, check out Dogmite in our chat, and we are ready to introduce the new group of vampires who you see in the chat above me here. So let's do a quick round table and tell everybody who you're going to be playing. Let's start off right up here with Violetta.
Здравствуйте. My name is Violetta Tremblay. I will be playing a Simitsi who is trying very hard to make good impressions within the Camarilla.
And next to Violetta is Sophie. Sophia, sorry.
Hello, my lovely Sophia here, ready to use all my tricks up my sleeve to help create some beautiful artwork with your help. I am a Toreador whose lifelong mission is just to create as much beauty in the world as possible.
Next to Sophia is Antonia.
Hello, my name is Antonia Tosha. I am a Ventru, and I come from a very long line of Ventru. I have lineage, and I am really happy to meet you all.
Next up is over here, Key.
Guy is originally from South America, but represents the ministry now in the States. You can say that Guy is not a fan of the Camarilla, but thinks that what everyone believes to be a moral compass is truly subjective.
That's pretty ministry. Last but certainly not least for the new coterie is the old man.
Hey, I'm the old man. At least that's what everyone calls me, and I don't hate it. Nosferatu, good at getting shit done.
So, with the introductions out of the way, welcome to the first episode of our new actual play series. Vancouver in the World of Darkness is a place of extremes. There is the richest neighborhood in Canada is located within Vancouver, and also the poorest neighborhood in Canada is also located within Vancouver. There is condos that reach up to the sky. There is various parks that are around. There's rumors of things in the shadows that are dark. The shadows in the World of Darkness extend a bit longer. There's a bit more just kind of drain on the human population. Some of that drain comes from vampires. Vampires in the World of Darkness are real. The weather in Vancouver, it's kind of a perpetual, I won't say rain necessarily, but it's a perpetual kind of mist. There's like, it feels kind of damp and dark. And even when the sun is in the air, there's generally kind of a cloud hovering over Vancouver. I'm going to get everybody to give me a rouse check, which is, for the new players, a single D10. This will determine how hungry your characters are for the beginning part of this particular session. You start off at 1 hunger, and this will either add to it or leave it the same based upon how well the roll goes. And you at home, if you want to play, you can hit !rouse in the chat, and that will do a rouse check for you as well. How did everybody do? Violetta, how are you doing?
I have succeeded on my rouse check.
All right. Sophia.
I have rolled an 8.
That is a success. For everybody playing the home game as well, for all the new people who may have not have experienced vampire before, for the rouse check or for any dice roll in V5, 6 and up is a success, 5 and below is not a success. Antonia, how are we doing with the rouse check?
Antonia has passed her rouse check. She does not get hungrier.
We are 3 for 3. Okay. Let's see if we can keep that going. Key, what are we at?
Fast with 8.
8. All right. Now, for those of you who've had past experience with Vancouver by Night stuff, in general, about 1 out of 5 people don't quite get the rouse check. Old man, did we make it 5 for 5?
I rolled a 10 on my
We
rouse.
made it 5 for 5. All right. This is a extreme rarity for Vancouver by Night games. Usually, at least 1 or 2 people don't quite make the rouse check. So everyone wakes up. During the day, there are kids playing in parks. There's people going on dates. There's people going to and from work. The doldrum of that existence. None of you do any of these things. When the sun makes it over the Pacific Ocean, not over the Pacific Ocean, over the mountains. There we go. I know geography. When the sun comes over the mountains, all of you generally fall into your day sleep. Your bodies enter kind of a coma-like existence. You are essentially, for lack of a better term, dead during that time. But in this particular evening, upon awakening, you all feel not refreshed, but there's movement. The ability for your bodies to move is once again given form. Let's start off to do a quick round of just to see how everybody runs their characters for their kind of waking up scenes. Let's start with Violetta. Violetta, you wake up in your haven. Where would you say that your haven's located roughly in Vancouver? Just in general.
I unfortunately cannot afford the beautiful high rises. However, I do live in a decently sized loft. It unfortunately just screams middle class.
And how would your haven be decorated? What kind of trinkets or kind of furniture would you have as part of your decor?
If it's cute, I think I should have it, and I damn well should. Over the years, I have amassed a collection of just artistry, jewelry, beautiful clothing. Of course, I keep it well and in its separate containers, but everything that I have here is now mine. Has been taken from people that have owned me a few favors, but the details never suited anyone.
And what does Violetta have planned for this particular evening?
Every night, I have the joy, if you will, of working with some lowlife. Some lowlife that unfortunately was caught committing a crime. If I were a less generous person, I would tell them to rot, but luckily for me, and for them as well, my services come with just a small fee. After all, who's going to get you off the DA?
That is, I'm not sure if I should put noble with that, but it's a living. So, are there any plans to meet up with the rest of the coterie this particular evening?
Yes, I suppose so. The only one I can actually bear to stand is the Ventru, even though their clan only makes me, I don't want to say despise, but makes me wary of them. We have 2 low clans, which I can tolerate them in spite of their shortcomings. You don't choose your clan. The Toreador, I don't understand when they muse about art, but that's a different thing. So I guess I'll eventually see Antonia.
So we're going to transition from Violetta over to, let's see, who is next? Sophia. Sophia, how are you waking up in the evening? What is the general kind of feeling? What does your haven look like?
Sophia is fortunate enough to be living in the luxury apartment of one of her latest patrons of art, who she has seduced into being one of her consensual blood givers. So, with a dimly lit, beautiful apartment, she rises from her slumber and makes her way over to her vanity, which is the first thing she goes to, always, to make sure that her beauty is still as impeccable as ever since the day that she was turned. And when she feels that she's been properly made up for the evening, she then goes to look over her various pieces that she's been working on.
This is the perfect opportunity to have a role. What would you say that the latest piece that Sophia has been working on? What would you say that would be? Like a commission piece or?
Oh, it's one of a long series that she's been working on of just straight expressionism. Just blood splatter after blood splatter over a stark white canvas.
Give me a. Let's go with a dexterity and performance or craft, whichever skill Sophia would use for making art.
Okay, 8. 10. No, that's a 1, and then that's 8. So that's 2 for performance, and then 2 for
So
dexterity.
4 successes total?
Yeah.
Okay. So you look over your latest piece of art, and there's something. It's good. It's really good. Like, it is something that the average artist wouldn't be able to accomplish. But you're a Toreador. It's good, but it's not the best. Like, you can improve it. You're not quite sure how yet, but there's something that it's just missing that little bit of, I don't know what.
Je ne sais quoi.
Yeah, that. And it'll have the gears turning for a little while. You're pretty sure, because you've run into kind of this situation in the past with your art. You'll figure it out. You're sure you'll figure it out, but you right now it's not quite there. It's not quite up to. Yeah, it's not quite up to your standards as of yet.
This needs something.
And while Sophia is pondering that, we're going to transition over to Antonia. Antonia, how do you wake up in the evening? What does your typical waking up for the evening look like?
Antonia would get up. She is in a penthouse in Cole Harbor. She would get up, and basically go about her makeup routine and whatnot. She would have some music on. Some nights it's just classical, and some nights she goes for some Bowie or some Cure, Depeche Mode. She likes her classics along with her classical. Um, so tonight she's listening to some Cure, and going into her wardrobe, picking out some pieces for tonight. Most nights she'll go out and just have, a band t-shirt, a leather jacket, and generally some leather pants. But it's not just like a punk style that she's going for. She has carefully curated these particular pieces from various, shall we say, not inexpensive um, designers from around the world. So she's not quite punk. She just has the look. So she puts on her outfit and sends a text message, just basically saying, "Are you ever going to get around to visiting me here?" And she sends that to her sire. And then she makes her way out.
There is obviously no response.
No, there's a 3-hour time difference. She knows that her sire's probably in the middle and in the thick of things. So she heads out. She knows how parking is in downtown Vancouver, so she starts just slowly walking along the seawall, seeing the humans, the kind, and how they're behaving this evening. Perhaps what they're wearing, and walks on over to her club, the Dark Star.
What does the Dark Star look like?
Well, the Dark Star is in the financial district. It's a fairly unassuming building, but her club is in the basement. And when you walk in, you are greeted with a lobby and some stairs that go down. The lobby has a bit of a seating area, basically a cache for collecting cover, because cover must be collected, and for tickets and coats and whatnot, as you'd see in a normal club. And the stairs go downstairs, and once she heads downstairs, you can see that the space is quite large. There is ample seating, both chairs, couches. You can see that there's a lot of velvet curtains, and the walls are painted black. But if you were to look carefully, you would see that just the touch, a slightly darker shade of black. There's a pattern of stars all across the walls. And if you look up, you can see that there's a perforated metal ceiling. And there's some panels. And you can tell that she has renovated this place for acoustics. And she does it because she has a stage at the front. Sometimes she'll entertain small acts, have small little intimate concerts there. And when that's not the case, she'll have a rotating roster of DJs playing anything from goth, industrial, some classic 80s. And even occasionally she'll have a string quartet there, just to mix things up. And second floor, you'll see a balcony, which is the VIP area. The balcony basically circles around the club up to the stage. And that is where she will make her way to greet the VIPs.
And for everybody who is new to the Vampire the Masquerade things on Vancouver by Night, I established this in our last light chronicle that in the World of Darkness, the Goth Standard Time isn't actually like it is in the real world. Goth Standard Time in the real world is, even if the club opens by 10, then basically if you show up by midnight, you've shown up early. In the World of Darkness, things are a bit more dark, for lack of a better term. And so when the sun goes down, that's pretty much when the clubs start to populate, when people start to make their way out to wherever the clubbing area is. And with that firmly in mind, we're going to transition over to Key is up next. Key, how do you wake up? Like what's in your apartment or your haven? What does everything look like? Who do you have around? That sort of thing.
So Key lives not far from the Dark Star itself, in a more broken down building that suffices, but isn't anything pretty to look at from the outside, unsuspecting in its own way. He lives in a small 1-bedroom apartment on their own. And when they wake up, the room is dark, absolutely no light. The windows have been boarded up. But if you had light, you would see that there are not even any light bulbs in the ceiling lights above. The only thing you would see as Key wakes up is bright red, almost a glow coming from their own eyes as they wake up of sorts and traverse themselves over to the other side of the room where they have a small nightstand. And as they do every night when they awake, they get down on their knees, open up just one small box that they have there, taking off both of their gloves, dipping their right hands and touching the bottom of the box, whispering some things under their breath before nodding, wiping their fingertips on their shirts and putting their gloves back on. A nightly ritual they have. If you were to look around the room, you would see just journals scattered about, a map of Vancouver itself, another one of downtown Vancouver, almost blown up larger, with different stickers, everything from small crowns to red dots to blue stars, all having different meanings, but no explanation for someone that may come from the outside to look at it. Looking at their phone, they would have seen that there were no new jobs for them that day. So they know that they'll be going to the one place they go and they don't have anything else to do, and that's to help out in any way at the Dark Star.
And as Key sets out, we are going to transition to see what the old man is up to. How does the old man awaken? Where's the old man's haven? All questions that I would like to know.
The old man's haven is underground, old catacomb that, like, back in the early days of the city of Vancouver's construction, you would know that in the kind of in the downtown area, they often use the underground passageways in order for businesses to get their stock and storage and things like that, because the roadways oftentimes there wasn't enough space to let that much stock in the front, so they built a lot of these catacomb ways, and you'll see these glass tiles, blocks of glass tiles, in order to let sunlight in. Those have oxidized over like 100+ years time now, so they're a deep purple that don't effectively let sunlight in, but it's really, really good for cats like me to roam around in. It's labyrinthine and dank and dark, a mix between a sewer and a walkway. So the drip, drip, drip of gutter water is nearly constant. Not directly underneath the dark star, but I can get into the dark star without having to go outside. And it's there that I kind of wake up. The first thing to kind of move in the space since the dripping of water, and I stretch my bones in very awkward and inhuman ways, and just kind of reset my body to pretend to be alive again for another few hours.
As you stretch about after you wake up, the catacombs that you are in, they are in no way, shape, or form sound dampening. Pretty much anything you can hear somebody walking up to you, for example, and you can hear someone walking somewhat in your general direction.
I'm definitely going to stay in the shadow. If it is who I think it is, then he'll know to expect that action from me.
Hey, old man, it is in fact who you think it is.
Frank?
Yeah.
I kind of like emerge from the darkness behind him.
Old man?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. We yeah,
what do you want?
I got some food for
you. In what state or packaging is this food in?
It's in like a bag. There's
like a medical bag, or like a bodega plastic bag?
It's a paper bag.
Yuck.
There's no plastic bags in Vancouver anymore. But yeah, it's in like a medical bag.
It's all right. Looks fresh enough. I take the bag off his hand.
You want me to go and get more?
I'll be all right for now. I'm not hungry.
All right. Cool. He just wanders off.
I enjoy our talks.
So after that, are you headed to Darkstar?
Not unless I'm getting a call or page.
Okay, so with that, we're going to head back to the Darkstar as a audience. So Antonia was at the Darkstar, and Key was headed to the Darkstar, I believe, as well. So Antonia, the Dark Star is picking up. Like it's a Saturday night. There's not You're not worried about it making money because it makes money pretty close to hand over fist. Like the patrons pay well, they tip well. It just seems it's something that only you, as the owner of the Dark Star, would realize that it's not quite as packed in here as it usually is. Like there's people on the dance floor. It seems like a good vibe going. The DJ is spinning things. But it just doesn't seem like it seems like there's less people than usual.
Okay. Antonia finishes greeting the VIPs and walks downstairs and goes to the front to the stage and walks up the side and waits until the current DJ is kind of, has his headphones off and is okay to talk. And then just says, is there another event going on tonight? Is there something I should know about? Usually it's more packed than this, and you bring in a crowd.
Yeah, I think there's something going on in the Red Room.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a weekly thing? Should I be worried?
I don't think so.
Well, to share the love, I suppose. Maybe I'll pop in there later and say hello and make the rounds and see who the organizers are. Gotta make friends.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty much time for my break though. And he like leans into the microphone for the stage itself. He kind of pushes the button up so that people can hear him on the microphone. He's like, next up, DJ Bartleby. And there's a transfer over. He wanders off to the bar, and then Bartleby goes up to the stage. For some strange reason, as per usual, you don't even notice it happening. His shirt's off. It's thrown into the crowd. For some reason, he's DJing without a shirt on. It happens a lot.
Antonia, once Bartleby's kind of gotten into the groove, this says, don't forget, you've got a shorter set tonight. And then we've got the main event. But, in any universe, you're my top guy. Don't tell anyone I said that, though.
You get the thumbs up. Because they're mixing music, I'm going to say. It's not generally mashups that should be happening on, like, in any reality that is just and fair. But it's like Smash Mouth and The Cure, like, mashups. Like, it's like the dance floor kind of seems like it's a car accident. Like, two things ran together that shouldn't have, and then somehow people are watching it. It's just, yeah, you don't know why this is going on.
All right.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, all right, she's just going to continue off and off the stage.
Key, you were headed over to the Dark Star.
Yeah, Key would have been heading out, but when they left the apartment, I will note their eyes would have returned back to normal. But once they're a couple blocks away, they would be using Unseen Passage once they get close to just sneak in.
Would Antonia have set up a kind of coterie entrance for the coterie?
I think so. I think that there would be numerous exits out of the club for fire safety reasons and things like that. And she probably would have specified, kind of a back door that leads to a stairwell that, exits out into the alleyway or something like that that is guarded by one of the security guards at all times.
Okay, so
And
Key would go around the back alley, make their way.
What if Key doesn't want to go around the back alley and like seeing who's lined up for later?
Okay, yeah. So you swing around the front.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a wits and awareness roll.
Wits and awareness. How do I do awareness? Is it just? Oh, I see. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it should be on the left-hand side of the skill.
So I roll all of the how many dots there are?
Yeah, however many dots is however many dice are in the dice pool. Substituting 1 for a hunger dice, which I may have forgotten to do earlier.
So it's only 4.
Okay, so it would be 3.
Oh no. Yeah, so I have 5 dice, but 1 hunger, so I roll 4 4.
Yeah. So 4 regular dice and then 1 hunger dice.
3 4 regular.
And
okay,
keep
4 regular
hunger dice just in case.
Yes.
Just in case there's a 1.
Yeah, no, hunger was a 10, and
that might actually be extra bonus points.
And the other rolls were 3 6. No, it's 1. 4 successes, 1 fail.
Were any of those other successes a 10?
No.
Okay. So, for everyone playing the home game, and for the new players, if you roll your dice pool and you get a 10 on your hunger dice and a 10 on one of your regular dice, that is what is called a messy critical. Ordinarily, 2 10s is a critical, so that doubles the successes on those 2 10s. So if you roll 2 10s, it would be, instead of 2 successes, it would be 4. But if one of those is a hunger dice, it's a messy crit, which means that the beast helps you along, and then unintended consequences, which are great. But you got a 10 with your hunger dice, but you didn't get a 10 with the regular dice. No. So how many successes again was that? It was, I think, 4 you said?
4, yeah.
4. You swing around the front. What would Key be looking for? What's potential target, I guess, would Key be looking for?
He's just looking for anyone that seems might need a friend.
There's a few that would fit that particular description going into a goth night, let's be honest. There's a few that are like kind of, 1 or 2 that are off by themselves that even though they're in a line of people waiting to attend the evening, they have you're getting a feeling that they are alone.
He will just take note of those 2 or 3 and then sneak themselves into the club and just, if they find them later, then they do.
Okay. But with that number of successes, and it's there's definitely something that you notice in the crowd. There seems to be people passing like little teeny tiny kind of packets, kind of doing the with it in between the fingers type thing. If you hadn't been scanning the crowd, you wouldn't have actually noticed.
Did any of my loner friends get one of those or no?
It seemed that they were offered them, but they kind of were like, no, kind of hand wave, shake it off. No, they didn't actually want any.
Then I'll keep my eye on the one nearest to the front getting in, who I saw last had one.
Okay.
And I'm just going to wait off to the side off to the sides near the entrance.
Foyer area?
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually they make it to some people wander out, and then the bouncers let a few more people in. And then that's one of the people.
He will step in front of the group really quick, up showing themselves this time, wanting to be seen.
Okay.
And kind of just put their hands on the shoulder of one of them and slowly going down their arm and say, I can let you in, but I think you need to return what you should not have brought. Not breaking eye contact with the one that I saw had it.
What do you mean?
You know what I mean, the little... Is it in your hand, in your pockets?
No, I'm not.
He's going to dig their nails into their wrist.
Give me let's go with a strength, and let's see, would that be intimidation?
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just so I know, do I roll hunger every time I do something, or is that only for certain checks? Okay.
Yeah, so whatever
7,
your hunger
5,
rating is
2.
at, that replaces the number of dice in your pool with those hunger dice. So it's basically the hungrier you are, the more chance of you like having the beast take over for you.
That time I got a regular success for hunger, and then 3 regular successes and 2 failures for the other checks, strength and intimidation.
So you grip around their wrist as it's down by their arm or down by their side, and they're like, ow, man, what? Stop it! All right, and then they like reach in their pocket, and they're like, they kind of produce one little teeny tiny packet. Looks like it's like an individually wrapped kind of like something, like a pill.
And they just, as they like reach their hand down from the wrist to the hand that's giving it to them, they, in one swift motion, just give their hand a little kiss and take it out and go, enjoy your nights.
Yeah, sure thing. And then they wander into the club.
Key's gonna wander off and look for, am I saying it right? Tosha? Okay. Key will wander around, what kind of looking at it, but also searching for Tosha.
When you're looking at it, it kind of looks like it's the package itself is kind of like one of those individually wrapped mints that you would get from like whatever, but it's got like it's a white package, and it has like a little, like in black ink, it's got a coffin on it. And on the coffin, there's an ankh.
Okay.
And as Key wanders through the club, trying to find Antonia, that seems like a good place for us to take a bit of a break now that the mystery is being found. So we're going to take about a 7-minute break. Come on back in about 7 minutes, everybody, and we will see what happens on the other side. Welcome back, everyone. We are having everybody congeal, I guess, pretty soon. Sophia, I believe during the chat in the Zoom chat, you were going to be thinking about making your way to the club the Dark Star. Tell us about that.
Well, after staring at this painting and trying to figure out what is it that this needs, she decides, well, I'm not going to find it here, just sitting here. So I better just make my way to the club and see what I can find there. And so she picks out one of her favorite dresses, kind of one of those like satin, kind of, it almost looks like those slips. And it's got this ombre of just red down to black with some combat boots and a leather jacket. And she starts to make her way. She does carry a parasol wherever she goes, even if it's already dark. Just for kicks.
Okay. Traffic in downtown Vancouver. Where would your character be coming from? Does Sophia live close to the club, or?
If it's in the financial district, I mean, she's in one of the high rises close to the art gallery downtown.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's pretty
fairly close.
And I'm going to pause for just a sec while everyone in our chat looks up the map of downtown Vancouver that I just probably posted in there for everybody's reference, so that everybody can be like, okay, it's over here. It's pretty much all downtown Vancouver stuff. So we will go back over to Key. Key was going to be trying to make their way through the club to find Antonia.
While Key is doing that, I'll also say that Key will also take a quick photo of the pill under some lights in the club that says, and what the text says, Dark Star has a new guest come through.
Who are you texting with that?
The old man.
Old man, okay.
Yeah, I'll receive that text. I'll say that Frank helped me set up like a range extender in my Haven so I can actually get a signal, but only in like one corner of it.
Just the one spot. You have to like move your phone over there and hold it up.
Hate this shit, man. It made sense when there was a fucking cord in the wall. Yeah, so I see that picture. It's of a pill with a coffin on it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
With
and the
an
coffin.
ankh.
Yeah, inside the coffin there's an ankh.
May I roll streetwise on this?
You may. Give me a let's go with let's wits and streetwise.
Okay.
Let's switch in streetwise. Wits.
Wits and streetwise. All right, I got you.
The closed captioner is just brutalizing anything I say. So it's like,
So
you mean switch? No, I don't. Not at all. Not even
So that's
remotely.
6d10 with no hunger, right?
There would be one hunger.
Okay.
Hunger defaults to 1. Yeah, unless you drain somebody dry, which no one in my games would ever do.
Okay. So my hunger is at 1. That means it replaces one of the d10s, right?
Correct. Yeah.
You got it. Okay. Making my way. All right. So that's just in my head now. I don't know why.
And we're muted. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's your chance. All right.
10 seconds, guys, and then we get copyright.
You're just singing too well, Elaine. It's just it.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
You got to mix it up. Do a mashup with like Smash Mouth or something.
All right. So let's see here. So that is 1, 2. So 6 and over, right?
6 and over, yeah.
Okay. That is 3 successes. One of them is a 10, and one of them is a 6 on the hunger die.
Is there any other 10s?
No.
So the hunger die was a 6?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So it was, you said 4 successes?
3.
3? Okay.
Yeah.
Something about this seems kind of familiar. Something about the photo, like maybe it's the fact that you've only heard about it, like people talking to you about it. Maybe it's and you've not actually seen like a picture of anything, but you can't quite put your finger on it. But something seems familiar. Like maybe somebody mentioned something to you that you're like, okay, maybe it was that. Maybe this person said it. No, but you can't quite. You're close to figuring it out, but you just can't quite like wrap your mind about it just yet.
Right. I'll just answer with BRT, and I'll head
Okay.
through the underground way. I'm not hitting the sky at all.
Yeah. Was the text only sent to the old man?
Yes, because
Okay.
he's still trying to find Tosha.
Tosha is fairly easy to find. She's got her usual spots that she kind of hangs out, VIP, that sort of thing.
If Tosha's not doing anything or talking to everyone, just assuming that she's looking over railing at people, he will just walk up next to them and lean up, but with their back against the bar, and just hold out the bag poking out between their fingers so nobody can actually see what key's passing off. Good morning. I think you made some new friends.
New friends. Moshev takes the pill, takes a look at it, says kurva, and says, where did this come from?
There's a bunch of people handing them out, like quietly, but handing them back and forth between everyone in line. Some people take them, some people don't, but I can assume there's far more takers here.
This is not good.
Why?
These shouldn't have. Well, I mean, if these are being passed around in the club, I mean, we don't want to be seen as the club that is the, shall we say, the centerpiece. I'm going to just 1 second, and Antonia's going to send a message to Violetta, and I'm going to say, we have a bit of a problem. We have some things here. Are you coming this way tonight?
I'm going to go ahead and text her back. I'm just going to be like, things? What things? And I'm going to say, but it's like, maybe. Be more specific.
Antonia takes a photo of the pill and sends it to Violetta.
I'll be there in 5.
Antonia looks at Key and says, so, Violetta will be here. Maybe she might know who's been starting this. I mean, it's slower tonight, so this might not be a good thing.
Well, if Violetta comes, it could get slower. Key just smirks to themselves a little bit, and Key's also gonna.
No. No need for that.
You know Violetta's my best friend. She just doesn't realize it yet. That's on her, not me.
Of course. Przyjaciółki.
Is it possible for me to look up on my cell phone the description of the pill?
Uh, yes. The Second Inquisition will also be interested in that information. No, I'm kidding. Give me a. Yeah, it's like. I won't even make you roll. What is your combined like wits and technology?
4.
4? Yeah, it's easy enough to do. You can't seem to find anything though. Like you do like kind of a. You even put your photo of the pill in there as like Google image search type thing, and just the descriptors that you're typing in, there doesn't seem to be any information on it. Violetta?
So after seeing the picture of the pill, would I maybe know of any like case files I might have heard about?
That is an excellent question. Give me a wits and let's see, what is law for in the let's go with academics.
I have a spec in that.
Ooh, specialties.
We're going to have fun. I have 4 on a crit.
4 successes. There might be some information. It might be in one of your case files, but nothing really springs into your mind like immediately. Like you deal with so many cases that it's just like maybe it was one you dealt with like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, but nothing really seems to like jump immediately to like the head of your mind. As for like specific case numbers or any specific name that you have in the back of your mind.
Okay. I'll like keep that in my mind because I think I'm going to go snooping after I go to the club. I'm going to make my way to the club now.
Okay. So let's just fast forward a little bit, couple minutes, and everybody is kind of arriving. Violetta, Sophia, and the old man are all kind of arriving at the club at the same time. Let's do this in kind of order of how you would try to, like how you would enter the club. I kind of want to see like the differing the differing ways that each one of your characters would go into the club. Let's go with the old man. How would you go into the club? You would go in through.
So it's a it's like just like a knobless door, like iron rod that leads out of the catacombs. You just kind of have to like hit it in the right place and open it from the bottom. And then I walk up a flight of stairs that takes me into a storage room, another locked door that I then unlock, and then I'm now in the basement of the Dark Star.
Okay. Violetta, how would you, like what approach would you take into the Dark Star?
Everyone needs to see that I'm better than them. It's a fact. I tip in, of course, my red bottom Ferragamo shoes are just clicking as I walk in. I have my cane right beside me. I'm making these powerful strides in my business suit that has been hand tailored. Thank you. And every time I walk, I just like, out my way, out my way, out my way.
That's pretty much the way I thought that was going to go. So Sophia, how does Sophia approach / enter the club?
Well, similarly, everyone needs to see how beautiful Sophia is. So of course she like saunters her way towards the main entrances, and as she's like passing, the little people that are standing in line, she just makes some eye contact here and there with the more attractive ones and gives them a coy smile. And then she kind of shrugs her leather jacket off of her shoulders just a bit and tosses her hair as she gets to the front door and looks at the doorman and gives him a polite smile, saying, "You know what I'm here for."
Yeah, the doorman steps aside. I'm guessing Antonia, the door people definitely have
They know.
they've
They
got
have
the
my
list of the coterie and the velvet ropes part, and they move out of the way, make way for Violetta and Sophia in turn.
Yeah, they have they have a very strict list, and they have a very strict, if anybody says they know the DJ, immediately escort them out. So
Back of the line. So I'm assuming everybody would make their way up to the VIP section. The old man under probably cover of obfuscate. And then physical representation, gotta love it. Yeah, so you all meet up in the VIP section. I will let you all take it away from there.
Violetta, is that you?
I don't know. Do you see anyone else in this club wearing a business suit?
No, I do not. Everyone else here is so drab. They don't know how to dress like we do.
Usha raises an eyebrow.
So, what
yeah.
was... Oops.
Sorry.
What was this? Where did you find this?
Find what? What did we find?
Antonia.
Yes. Welcome. And Antonia greets everybody in turn in a way that they would normally be greeted, and whether that be, kiss cheek, hug, shake hands, or just, kind of stand back, fist bump, or whatever it may be.
I'd imagine like a head nod from the back of the room from the old man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, they were wonderful enough to find this for us, being passed around. And Antonia shows it to Violetta and Sophia.
Like Sophia's looking at it and like getting ready to like.
Don't
No.
eat.
No.
Do not consume.
Have some self-control, please.
But how are we gonna find out what it is? Aren't you
I'm
curious?
watching everyone else who's already taken it.
As the only lawyer in this room, I'm going to say this once. You don't eat the evidence. Now, I'm going to say this in the best way possible. And I don't mean any offense. Given who this came from, are we certain that this wasn't theirs?
Violetta, I'm not particularly catching your drift, and Antonia's obviously just going and playing dumb here. I do not think that he would have any reason to be untrustworthy with us.
I'm not insinuating such a thing. I'm just saying
Of course not. Of course not.
I'm just saying that their habits as a clan tend to proliferate certain things. That's all.
Tosha, you own a club.
Oh, I didn't even see you there.
I knew it smelled like rats and rotten sewers.
I have you know, I smell like underground and Old Spice, but the good Old Spice, like the old shit.
Sophia
It's
grabs
it's another street drug going through your club.
Sophia
But
grabs a sampler of like perfume and just mildly spritz it in front of her.
You are very lucky that I am not a prosecutor. I think, don't quote me on this, that I might have seen a case file on this.
I mean, I maybe heard of it, but who knows? Who cares? Like, what is this competition or something? Like,
Who cares? This could be. I know for someone like you that can't go out and interact with normal people like
okay,
yourself.
all right, okay.
My apologies. Someone of your lack of appearance can't necessarily understand why the masquerade is so important. But this little symbol right here makes it very suspect, don't you think?
It looks like some anarch shit to me, really. But
Possibly.
the point is, I don't care what anybody does outside of my club. I don't care if they come in here high. All I want is for it not to be coming through my club, because at the moment, business is a lot slower. And while there's always club nights going on a Saturday night, that, the populations of the clubs the patrons will go back and forth and choose one or not, but it's slower than normal. And that is usually what happens when a club starts being known for being a drug club. That's not what I want here.
All right, so you put up a sign in the bathroom. Let your doorman keep an eye out.
When was the last time you listened to some sign in the bathroom?
Never, actually. Key, darling.
He hasn't turned their back towards everyone since everyone started talking, and they've just been watching everyone from the elevated point of view of the VIP. The people that Key saw online who had taken the pills.
Right.
Key's just been watching them while we've been waiting for everyone to arrive. Is anybody acting different?
They
Looks
seem
different?
like not drunk or anything like that, but it seems they seem like they're just kind of moving, like they're moving their hands, but they're like observing their hands. They seem kind of like weirded out by that.
Key just turns their head around and says, "Come look and we can see what the drugs do." And with a
I'll
smile
look.
turns back and starts pointing out people. They all had the drugs in line. And they look like they're not having as much fun as the other drugs would give them.
Sophia.
Looks like old popper shit. Tale as old as time.
I always hated drugged up yuppies.
Sophia's
Yeah.
gonna get somewhat serious for a second. And she's going to use her sense the unseen.
Okay. Give me a Auspex and Wits roll.
Okay. Wits is 3. And
I think you have 3 in Auspex.
yes. Yeah. So 3 and 3. And one of those is a hunger?
Yeah, so 6 dice you would roll, and 1 is hunger.
Okay, so I'm just gonna do 5 first and then do the hunger last.
Keep us in suspense. Okay, I see how it is. 6 dice. 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 6
That's a 10.
Okay.
And it is also a 10.
Ooh, a
okay,
crit.
and then
All right.
The hunger is a 4.
Okay.
Oh,
I have 2 10s,
2 10s.
1 7, a 5, and a 1.
So,
3
okay.
successes, 2 crits, and
The crits would turn into 4 successes, so you would have
Cool.
5 total.
yeah.
Okay, so the rest of you see Sophia kind of blink a few times, and you've seen Sophia do this before. And she opens up her senses to the supernatural. And what you see, Sophia, is the people that are moving their arms. They're kind of moving their hands around. But you can see that when their hand is here, a spectral hand is moving, and then they move their hand to meet it. And it's almost like kind of like a psychic projection of their hand goes first, and then their hand goes over to meet it, and then the psychic projection goes back, and their hand is. It seems like their body is moving about a split second to about, a second and a half after what they're telling it to do.
Mm-hmm. Oh, these poor things are on delay.
pardon.
On delay.
On delay, yes. I relay to them what I've just seen and how their physical components are just trying to just catch up with them.
So this is some thin blood shit then.
Look, if you want me to eat some thin bloods, I'll fuck around, but only if, you deem this an issue.
Well, let's find out who has been spreading this around first. And as I said, I don't care if they do it outside the club. I just don't want it being distributed within the club.
I
So
think I can be a bit persuasive.
I
And
think I can help too.
I'm gonna do I know who like the people were that were doing like hand motions?
Key pointed them out.
Okay.
But yeah, after Key pointed them out, it's easy to kind of figure out who are kind of going like this with the various hand movements.
Can I go ahead then? I'm gonna go down. If Sophie is following me, I'm gonna go down there. I'm not a charmer by any means. I want to threaten one of them. Please.
Okay.
Pretty please.
So are you going to be using any supernatural additions?
I do have Eyes of the Beast.
I do have awe.
It's just duality of man.
They're already high.
I know.
Yeah, they're already out of it, and then you're gonna be like,
I do like the back to back, like the masquerade is here for a reason. I have Eyes of the Beast.
I
Yeah.
You're just high. You didn't see it.
I think Antonia is actually going to be following down because she has her own ideas of we have ways of making you talk kind of thing. So,
okay. Violetta, are you going to be engaging the Eyes of the Beast? Are you going to be kicking that in?
Yes.
Okay.
Keeping on my glasses though as I go down.
All right.
Not yet. Just these are just really shiny contacts, guys.
Really shiny contacts. And Sophia, are you going to be using awe?
I'm wondering if I should try and see if I can persuade one of these just on like kind of like a regular.
And as
skill
a
check first,
okay,
and then if that is not working, then push into awe.
then drop the presents.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you both going to the same person since Key pointed out kind of two different people?
I look at Violetta and I say, should we good cop and bad cop this, or should we split up?
See what you get from one of them. I'll go to the other and then we'll compare notes.
Oh, goody.
Alrighty then. This is great. Okay, so Violetta, let's go with a manipulation and intimidation, and I would add a dice onto that for the eyes of the beast in case you want to kind of drop the glasses down a bit and give them a flash of the old eyeballs.
Okay. Start rolling them. I have a spec in coercion. Does that work or no?
I would say yes. Yeah, let's add the dice for that. And Sophia, for your dice roll, let's go with a charisma and wouldn't be intimidation or anything. Charisma and persuasion, probably.
My intimidation is higher.
You pick good cop. Don't try to blame this
Yeah,
on
it's
me.
true. Yeah. But my charisma is pretty high, so that's 4.
And replacing one of them with hunger dice.
Yes.
Violetta.
6 on crit.
6 on a crit. They are out of it and intimidated. What do you say? What do you say to them?
I'm going to walk up to one of them. I'm just going to gently put my hand on their shoulder.
Okay.
It looks like you're already having a bad night, so let me make this really quick.
Whoa!
You remind me of the scum I would step on the street. Now, if you don't want to make that reality, since these are expensive heels and your flesh does look particularly easy to mold, I would tell me right now where you got that cute little drug.
Yeah, they're intimidated. They are they're kind of frozen in place, I would say, at this particular moment, because you basically just crushed their will. Because they're like,
Wait, let me see what I have on my sheet. Hold up. Wait 1 second. I want to be as thematic as possible.
Does Antonia see this happening?
Yeah. They are very intimidated. And
okay.
Violetta's eyes are kind of glowing red as she drops the glasses down.
And Tonya kind of moves up to Violetta and says, should I? May I?
If you don't tell her what she wants, I will break every bone in your body.
This will come. Storyteller, may I use Submerge Directive?
You can use whatever you want.
And Mesmerize.
Okay. Actually, there would be no roll for this because they are regular mortal, and dominate powers work automatically against squishy human brains.
Okay, so Antonia says to this mortal, the next time that somebody offers you this drug that you just took, you're going to come back to me. You're going to find me, and you're going to tell me who it is.
But there's something you forgot to do as a storyteller. Yes, they nod. But Submerge Directive is a rouse check.
It's fine. Let's do this thing.
I'd say that's a success. No. You have the weirdest, like, thumbs down celebration beforehand because you're clapping your hand and you're like,
It's the first failed browse check. It's celebration, right?
yeah. So for everybody playing the home game, watching at home, the vampires have a supernatural hunger as a part of their entire being. This hunger manifests itself in the mind of the vampire as the beast, the supernatural id, the kind of ravenous aspect of anger that is in the back of all vampires' minds. Antonia, what does your beast sound like?
My beast sounds like an old Polish grandmother.
I have no idea how to do that, so I'm just going to be like, Tazia, you should eat. You're getting so
Soon.
thin. Eat.
Soon. I will eat. Don't worry.
You should call your mother as well.
Antonia just like kind of like you can, if she could cry, there would be like a little tear welling up, but instead there's like a little blood thing welling up in the corner of her eye, and she just goes like, and shakes it off.
All right. So that particular person is going to tell Antonia next time they are offered. Sophia, how did your roll go for the
I had 3 successes.
good cop?
None were crits.
Okay.
And then my hunger die was a 3.
What are you saying to this particular person?
As I kind of saunter up to them, I'm just like, hello there.
Hi.
You look like you're having fun.
Sort of.
You've got to tell me what it is you're on.
Well, it's just like coffin. Whoa. It's like the coffin stuff.
Coffin stuff? Who's giving that out? Where do I get some?
Oh, it's I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? I need some.
I don't know. It's just some guy like came up to me in the.
Some guy.
Yeah, the line, the thing, the.
Outside?
Yeah.
Oh, did they come inside at all?
I don't know.
Do you remember anything? Dark hair, light hair?
Well, I don't imagine saying dark hair in this place would probably go too far with regards to a descriptor.
Well, I mean, anything you can remember, really. I mean,
if they had like blonde hair, that'd be like, oh yeah, it's that person over there. But they didn't.
Any particular type of clothing? I mean,
Black.
You can't leave me out here all alone.
Yeah, they had black
whatever
clothing
you're
on. Yeah, it's like it's
chains.
Probably
vest. Mustache, beard.
Oh, wait, yeah, they had a vest on.
A vest,
but it was also black. Oh man.
I kind of give a frustrated look over to Violetta.
I match her gaze. I like see her. And it's like, I just like motion. Like, do you want me to go over there?
Yeah.
Okay, I made my way over. I
trading dance
there.
Partners. Okay.
My cane just striking the floor once again.
Darling, I want you to meet a friend of mine.
Oh, really? And they look over to Violetta and they're like,
I'm still going to have Eyes of the Beast on. I'm going to like slowly take off my glasses. I'm going to quickly slam on the floor with my cane before I bring it up to like his chest.
And I'm gonna be like
Whoa.
stroking their hair.
Whoa. Hey, that's whoa. Hey, no, but
It's all
wait a
good.
minute.
Tell her exactly what she wants to know in precise detail.
I did. It's like some dude in a vest with dark hair.
It's
Wearing
some dude
black.
in a vest. It's some dude in a vest. Do you know how insolent and childish you sound?
She asked for like if they had a vest on, and I think they had a
How
vest
about
on.
this? How about this? You were going to lead us right now to where he was, or else I'm going to find a new cane.
You don't want to leave me here. Not on what you're on, don't you? You wouldn't keep a good time away from me.
Well, it is I don't know. It's more of a weird time than it is a good time.
But I need it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. And they like get up, and then they immediately proceed to face plant.
Ugh. Useless.
We should go back to scalping people.
All right.
Can I search his pockets?
Yes.
Just to like see if like he has like a drug on him or any like thing that might be like maybe like a card or something.
What is your dice pool for like wits and like investigation?
That is a good question. I have 3 dice, but can I surge?
If you want.
I would like to surge.
Okay, that's a
I would
rouse
like
check.
to say, yeah. Do I get hungrier?
Why did the closed captioner do that?
The dice says yes, I get hungry.
You get hungrier? All right.
Yes.
What does Violetta's beast sound like?
It sounds like an odd mixture between both her sire and herself when she was a child.
That is an odd mixture.
It is. It's
That is a
morphing
very-
voices that just go in and out.
So you kind of force your blood into your perception abilities, and you hear in the back of your mind, Violetta, why are you wasting your time? Take the information that you need.
God, you old fucking crow, you're gonna die in the spots.
I don't think so. Also, you should eat. It's embarrassing.
I rolled 1, 2, 3. I got 4 on a crit.
Okay.
But also I'm just like, you keep it up, I'm gonna find you and you're gonna be next.
That's fair. I too like to threaten the beast in my head. So you go through the plot pockets of the person who's like, they're kind of like fish out of watering it. Their arms are they're from what Sophia can see, because your perception is still supernatural. The like kind of the arm moves up and then their physical arm moves up. So they're having a lot of not great time. Kind of their spectral self is moving and then they're moving and they're trying to figure out how to stand back up. So you find like a bunch of crumpled up fives, a bunch of loonies and toonies. Yes, that's Canadian money. And like a wallet has like just like ID in it that they're, they're of age to be in the club, but just barely. Like they're just like right on the 19 threshold. They're just, there's not much there. There's the wrapper for one of the things that you found that was that key had.
I'll just take the wrapper. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay. But yeah, there's a bunch of like loose change, pocket lint, stuff like that. It doesn't really seem like there's anything of vital importance in this particular person's pockets.
She needs better clientele in here. I'm just going to stuff the wrapper into my pockets and stand up.
So what is everybody else doing? Old Man and Key, what are you two up to? Yeah, there we go.
I think I got you there. I think the old man will be talking to Key about this
Okay.
situation. And he would say, so what do you think?
I think they're not going to get the information they wanted, which is unfortunate.
You want to go hunting?
Have I ever said no to that?
Not yet.
Well, then not now.
Well then. Is Antonia here at the moment? No.
I believe Antonia went down with the
Right.
others.
I was threatening her guest.
Then I pull up my phone, which is a burner phone. But by the way, just like classic like flip.
Motorola Razr type.
Oh, the T9 text. It's the only modern technology that the old man has mastered.
And it also works for La Sombra.
I just imagine the old man put the languages he knows as English, T9.
Yes.
So glad you can afford a Cricket mobile phone.
Yeah, so he sends a text to Antonia that just says, going hunting, stop. Faster, stop. And then flips it shut and says, better to beg for forgiveness.
Okay, storyteller flavoring question. Did you actually type stop in the text?
No.
Okay.
Oh.
He's not that old. He's used a phone.
So you're going out hunting. Where are you going for the hunt?
I'd imagine the best place to start is outside around the club.
Okay. What are you both searching for? The people who are handing out?
Yeah, like I'm not interested in the clientele. I'm not interested in the people who are buying it. I'm looking for pushers.
Okay. Right. So you kind of make your way down into the front area of the club. Antonia, how do you respond to said text?
Just hunting? Question mark. Clarify? Exclamation point. And then send.
The T9 buzzes.
I get the I just send back the picture of the pill.
Antonia sends back good hunting.
He regards it but doesn't answer back.
Okay. So you're going out front. I'm going to get a wits and awareness roll from Key and the old man. That sounds like a buddy cop movie. I'm so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Key and the old man.
With Dwayne the Rock Johnson
Yes.
and Kevin Hart.
And
Now need a
and
spin-off.
Danny Glover now. Like,
I'm getting too old for this shit.
I am especially too old for this shit.
You said wits and awareness?
Wits and awareness, correct.
Okay.
I feel like we have two simultaneous buddy cop movies going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And Antonia being Ventrue is probably like the grizzled old chief that's like, damn it, I told you not to burn down the entire building trying to get those gangs off the streets. Yeah.
I think Antonia's going to go up to the bar, look at the bartender, and say, Claudette, the usual? No vocals, please.
There is there's stuff on tap. Let's just put it that way. It's the V
fresh.
special. Yeah.
Fresh.
So how did the rolls go for the wits and awareness?
Old man, you want to go?
Yeah, I can go first. So of the 5 die that I rolled, I have 4 successes. I rolled 2 10s,
Okay.
which is pretty rad.
Go on.
One of them is on the hunger die.
That is a messy critical.
Yum yum.
So the old man gets a little hungrier. Your hunger now increases to 2. And what does the old man's beast sound like?
That is a good question. I think the old man's beast sounds like a bad dad.
Mm.
You know?
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, you gonna finish eating that or what?
Shut the fuck up, old man.
You should eat something.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, don't sass me. Come on.
I can't hear you yet.
And that how many successes? You had the 2 10s and
2 7s.
Okay, so 6 successes total there. Key, how did you do?
I got 3 successes, but 1 failure for hunger.
Failure for hunger doesn't matter as long as you have successes.
Okay.
Okay, so the old man would be the one to notice first. Based probably off of Key's description, the old man just kind of clocks somebody that's like, it doesn't even look like this is the weirdest transaction you've ever seen. It doesn't even look like they're taking money. It just looks like they're handing it out.
Yeah. I tap Key on the shoulder and just like point with my chin, and I say, trying to get the word out. First one's always free, right?
Is there anyone else around him, or is he by himself?
There's one person that looks like they're kind of not dragging, but just like bringing them to like around the back alley where your entrance into the club is for the coterie. And they're like, yeah, come on. Like, yeah, I got this. And then.
So Q would know, having worked with the old man before. So, what's it? Obfuscates. What can the old man do again?
Silence of Death and Cloak of Shadow.
So maybe we can like go together. So I would say Key would kind of give a nod, and I'm guessing this wouldn't be their first time doing something like this, and Key would just go like that, and Key would go unseen passage.
Okay.
And walk around to the alley.
Okay.
Then yeah, it'll be If you're doing this, are you recommending Silence of Death?
No,
for
just
me?
like we're going to be sneaky.
Okay, word. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, word. All right, then. Cloak of Shadows for me.
Okay. Refresh my non-existent memory with the. Let's go over here to the Demiplane. I believe Cloak of Shadows is a rouse check.
Let's see. Cloak of Shadows.
It's free.
It's free. Yes.
Okay.
I have a rouse check for unseen passage.
Or unseen passage, sorry.
Yeah, because I'm going to be walking close.
And the old man, do you have unseen passage as well? Are you kicking that in?
I do not have that. No, I don't.
Okay. So, Key, give me a rouse check for that.
Can you remind me? So for rouse check, it's just the one?
Just the one hunger dice, yes.
Okay. I'll barely pass.
All right. You do not get hungrier. So, you guys both make it around the corner. The one person that was handing out the particular item in question, they're sticking back there, but the other person like has the thing and they're kind of like, everybody knows plastic wrappers where it's just like, you get that one where it's like you rip off a strip and it's like, it doesn't open. You're like, they're like kind of twisting it, but they're walking back to the line itself. The person who was dealing is sticking around that particular corner.
Once the other person is left, Key's gonna make themselves known and kind of clear their voice and just tilt their head. First one's free.
At that, they just start running down the alleyway. And that is a good place to end off this particular episode.
I should have known what I was going to do.
Yeah.
So,
I'm faster.
Now we have to wait a week. Thank you.
Yeah.
The chase begins.
So thanks for tuning in and watching, everybody. Thanks for any bits and or subscriptions that you've seen fit to give us. It is always appreciated. And any of that goes to a lot of the people you see on screen for all of our various shows. So we're going to do a quick round table to have everybody let you know who they are and what they're doing. And then we'll go rate somebody. So let's start off with, actually, let's go in the opposite order. Old man, you're up.
Hey, my name is Alan Williams. I am a writer, a comedian, and now I guess a tabletop gaming streamer. I stream with Questline D&D on Twitch. You can also find me on other platforms under my name, Alan Williams. Yeah, that's me. Have fun.
And second besties.
Yeah. So second besties too. Yeah, fun.
And Key.
I play Key. My name is Chris. You can find me at D&D Imposter on Instagram and TikTok. Also, playing Heroes of Bastion, which is a Masks campaign over on Alec the Bard's YouTube channel.
And Antonia.
Hi, my name is Joanna, and I was playing Antonia for you today, and you will find me here every Saturday playing Vampire, because that's what I do. You will find me on Twitter as Hyrule Gardner and all the other socials. That's it.
Okay. I have a problem with the closed captioner. How is it that I can say some stuff and then it completely and utterly destroys it? And then Joanna says Hyrule and it pops up not only regular, but also capitalized. It's just...
Don't blaspheme.
That's just
Steve,
weird.
Don't blaspheme.
Why?
Don't
Why?
blaspheme.
Why?
Don't blaspheme. Hyrule?
You watch your tongue, Steve. You watch your tongue, Steve.
And Sophia.
Hi, everybody. I'm Monica playing Sophia. I'm primarily an illustrator. You can find me at MonicaM_art on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, and pretty much everywhere else. I do sometimes streaming, some gaming, but mostly art.
And last but certainly not least, our resident Missy, Violetta.
It's Team Eat C. Anyway.
Don't.
and now I'm removed from the game. Hi, my name is Cosmic Dazai. I've been playing Violetta, the Zimitzi of this campaign. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cosmic_Dazai. I am a bootleg drag queen. And you can also find me on Girls Run This World. Thank you, Steve.
And this guy's Storyteller Steve. So if you want to help out the channel, give us a subscribe down below. That does cost you a bit of money, but it's not that much. Or you can go to our YouTube. And our YouTube, if you subscribe over there, it's free. But you can also be a member over there. So that is about the same price, give or take, as about half of a subscription over here. So you can help out the channel either which way. Or you can go to our merch store and pick up one of these, which is our Blood Dice t-shirt. Or there's a couple other new designs that are coming. I wonder what those are. Maybe a Nas Life t-shirt. Who knows? We could do that. Yeah, we could do a bunch of those. So we are going to be rating out to... We filmed this way ahead of time, so I don't know who exactly we're going to be rating out to, but we'll find somebody who's playing Vampire, and we will see you next week. Have a good night, everybody.